can't keep it in. I can't keep it in. I've got to let it out.
Mr. Mayor, I have several concerns. I am Francine Anderson, I live at 1606 216th Street. One of my concerns from today's discussion was the amount of money that we have allocated for an audit. I don't know if the rest of the public did, but I know I just sit here and just figured out you guys have spent $78,000 of our money just for an audit that was for 18 months that is currently now a year and a half overdue. I agree with you. It's time that McGladrey and Pullen come to the table and explain to us what they're doing. I know with the meeting earlier today and in many of our meetings, we have a lot of strife and issues going on. I'm wondering if someone hasn't caused some strife with McGladrey and Pullen, any of our trustees, many of them who have known these auditors for years, since they've been here for years. Maybe you have interrupted those relationships, and if so, then I would encourage you to regain those relationships so that we can get something accomplished financially. Second of all, Mr. Mayor, I am interested in finding out when will Public Works have meters to go in homes where the meters are not working. We still have citizens who are complaining about getting estimated bills and who continues to get estimated bills because they have a meter that is non-functioning. I don't see Kevin present, so I guess I'll ask that question next Tuesday as well. For number 3, the 6 o'clock meeting today. What was on the agenda dealt with some memos from you and some motions that the trustees taken. The trustee again has taken a motion to do litigation. I hope next Tuesday that you will remember again that you voted before the mayor could even announce the motion. And I think you owe Trustee Benson an apology, because when everyone else asks for information, if Ms. Cass can be allowed to give information from Mr. Hanks when he asks from the audience, I understand. I have no reason to see why is it that when Trustee Benson asks for someone in the audience for information, it is not allowed. I think if there's going to be equity, then it should be equity. Everybody should have the same rights and be given the same privilege as trustees. My 3 minutes not up, but I still have more. Thank you. Also about your budget, I did receive the additional so-called approved copy of your budget. Since you have a 6-month budget, and since you have removed the police chief and you have now made the fire chief the dual position, I want to know what is the fire chief's qualifications to be the police chief, and I'll wait for my answer.
To try and answer the question, I don't think the fire chief have any qualifications to be the police chief. I don't think the trustee looked into that when they made the fire chief dissolve the duty of the police chief to the fire chief. I request the fire chief background information. I'm still waiting on it. So, we will see what type of qualifications does he have.
Thank you.
Trustee Meyer?
On the meter that Ms. Anderson said that was not working, is there a certain, I think they're different meters. How do we find out that the meter
I can give you that resident's address. He said he's been talking to Public Works for the last 3 years, and he had bills approved.
Mr. Miller, would you mind if I got that number and follow up on it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Mayor, I think we had this maybe 2 weeks ago. Public Works gentleman, Mr. Wallace, sitting right back there and stated that most of the homes meters have been removed and replaced. He said that right there sitting down in that seat when I inquired about those meters. Now all of a sudden we hear once again that meters are bad. in place. Again, I'm like, I'm like Ms. Francine Anderson. We didn't answer to this because it specifically said most of the homes had their meters taken out and replaced with new ones. Now I know for a fact that I have received more than one phone call, more than two, and I have gone to homes and saw old meters in homes, but they have not been removed. This is a question, this is a problem that must be addressed and addressed quickly. Because as people are receiving estimated bills, and I still don't know why, when they water is metered through their homes, why they are receiving the estimated bills.
Yes, sir.
My name is Jan Clark, and I'm sure you don't need the mic on because you guys haven't been using it all night. As requested, people should be using the mics. Before this meeting started, I asked, why is it that a committee meeting is held around a round table? I think it's because you don't want to stretch and look at the person down the line from you. Because you do have to use your mics up there, but you don't use them down here. And I can't hear at the meeting. So I haven't been tested, but I know what I can't hear. And I'm asking for a disability request to have everyone use their mics if you intend to continue to have the meeting down here. I don't know if it was ever voted on to have the meeting in a round table type setting, but the mics work up there. And just a suggestion, maybe I don't even think you need a vote. Maybe you can stay up there so everyone can hear you. Mr. Mayor, Ms. Anderson had said, asked about the qualifications of Mr. Stockbraden. Give me a break, Mr. Mayor. When you have the gall to say you have waited for his credentials, he's been on the fire department 40-some years, and the man that you appointed never did get the right credentials. Carrying a gun, and we don't know what his credentials were. So let's stop right there, okay? You're the one that wanted your man to be the head of both departments, and that didn't work. Now we have to go after the man who has a contract and is working and has been working for the village for all these years. And you have to start looking at him, goofy, forget it. One other thing. When I was posting the agenda tonight from home, printing it, I did go back to September, August, I'll say September. I think it was the 11th and the 17th meetings. It was brought up, everybody was in a big hoopla about this audit. We ought to contact the state. We ought to do that. And now it's November, and we still ought to do that. Who's going to do it? Actually write a letter. I'd like to wait for an answer to that one, too. I mean, that's all my questions. I'll wait up here for an answer to who's going to write a letter to request for the audit. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
But on behalf of Mr. Mayor, I want to know what's the price of the lights. I pay for them myself. It's been 5 weeks. Mr. Bush has promised me that he would put the lights over, get the lights put over on 217 Place. If y'all don't have the money, give me the price. I pay for them myself.
Said, what I did promise you is I would give you an answer, and I am wrong for not doing that because I should have gave you an answer. I did find out from Kevin that your lights are being ordered to be replaced. As far as the bulbs are concerned, there was another lady that had the bulbs out in her the bulbs get replaced on a schedule. But your pole that you're talking about, that was I think it's a brace. That's supposed to be where you're living at, and they're ordering that brace as we speak, and they're just waiting on the brace to come. I should have gotten in touch with you, but I've been kind of busy to go over to your home and tell you. But I did ask about both of them, the bulbs and the brace that goes on the light post. As far as that's what that is. Me saying I'm going to replace it, I said I would get back with you, and I'm remiss that I didn't do that. I'm sorry about that, sir. But I did ask about it. I just didn't ever get back with you with the answers.
All right, thank you. But you still ain't answer my question. Do you want me to pay for the light?
No, you can't.
All right.
No.
Some crazy lady.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. My name is Bernice Brewer Houston. I have two questions. Last time we were in session, Mohan indicated that there was some money transferred out of TIF. I would like to know, did we get an amount? Who authorized the transfer? How much is still owed to the TIFs? This is in reference to item number 3. He indicated it was gone. And my second question is to you that it is my understanding whenever you have a new position that you should have a position description written for it. I also want to know what trustees or what statute authorized the trustees to create a public safety position, which the fire chief is actually covering with the fire chief and the police chief, and who authorized them to appoint somebody as a police chief. I thought it was the mayor's job. So I'd like to know what Illinois state statute are you guys following, and how can this be done without, that's actually creating a new position. So I'd like to know what's going on with that. I'm not quite understanding that, the way you guys are doing stuff.
Let me ask the first question about the TIF. What do you mean by who authorized money to be taken out of the TIF? What do you mean?
My first question was how much money was transferred. Mohan indicated last time we were here the money was transferred out of the TIF.
Out of what TIF? Out of which TIF?
He said chips. He didn't say which. I said chips. That means more than one tip.
TIF money.
Okay, was transferred.
TIF money, as you know, there's money that's taken out of the TIF for services each and every quarter. The services that are rendered by the village, there's money that is subtracted from each TIF every quarter. That's what the money, how much it is, no, I don't know how much it is, but there's money for all the services that are provided by the village to the TIF areas. That's the money that's transferred out of the TIFs and allocated. Now, I don't know how much that is. I don't have the records of that, but we do get, he does tell us how much it is, and I just don't have it in front of me.
Okay, and how much is owed back to the TIF?
There's no money. You're confusing money that's allocated or allotted to the village for services to a reimbursement. We do not borrow. We do not borrow money from the TIF.
Excuse me, Trustee Burgess, I'm not confusing that. I'm asking a question because Mohan put it out there last week that money was transferred from the TIF and no money was put back. He put that, I have it on tape.
Okay, you right.
I just like to know how much was put out and how much was not put back.
You can ask him that. I don't know how much exactly, like I said before, I don't know how much it was.
Okay, and I would like to know who authorized the transfer of those monies and who then,
that he could tell you too.
okay. Also, couldn't get an answer for that. Also, I'd like to know.
I just answered.
Also, I'd like to know who created the new positions or the additional duties for the fire chief?
I think if you have any questions, it might be best for you. Like if Mr. Rojas not here to give you those answers about the tips, I would suggest you FOIA it. If you have any questions about the job description or how that process works, I would suggest you FOIA it. But for anybody else who has a question, I think it's important to understand that Mr. Stockbrady is not the police chief. The position of police chief has been abolished. The new position, as you stated, for the public safety director, that's a different position. If you have any further questions, I would suggest that you FOIA it so you can get exactly what you need your questions answered. Because all questions are supposed to be directed to the mayor, and you're not getting those answers. So if it was me, I'd FOIA it.
Excuse me, okay, thank you, Trustee Williams. But the trustees created this public safety position, add duties on to the fire chief. You guys should be aware of what you added on to the fire chief. And nobody can tell me what now the additional duties that the fire chief has that pertains to the police station. You guys should know you did it. What's the problem? I want to know if somebody breaks into my house with a bullet, I want to know is he going to bring the water hose or is he going to get somebody else to do it?
Ms. Houston, where did you?
Okay, I'm just serious. I'm serious.
I'm trying to answer your question.
I'm trying to get them to be quiet so I get hear what you're saying.
I want to know who told you that the trustees created a new position.
You guys put
you asked, you made a statement. I want to know who said or who told you that the trustees created a new position.
Ms. Trustee Burgess, as it was my understanding that the fire chief is over the police station. That tells me that additional duties were added to the fire chief's position. Therefore, it has to be a new position created. I would like to know. Well, in that case, then answer me this.
You're assuming again. You're assuming.
If you're going to give the fire chief additional duties, are we paying him additional money?
No.
So he's going to take on that position.
What position?
The fire chief, the police chief.
He's not taking over. He's not acting police chief. He is not.
Mr. Mayor,
I'm sorry. You know something? Go ahead and let him answer your questions. I'm through. I was telling her that there is no use in my There is no, I don't know where you got that from. I don't know where you thought that the trustees created anything. The trustees didn't create a position.
So you're telling me the fire chief is only on over the fire chief, so the police chief is just gone. Fire chief has nothing to do with the police chief now. Position.
The police chief position has been written out of the budget.
And fire chief doesn't have anything to do with that. Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, sir.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know. That's why I asked you, where did you get that the trustees created a position? There is no position. There is no police chief position.
I'm not getting it anywhere. I'm asking you a question.
I'm saying there is no police chief position.
No police
Chief position. There is no police chief position in the budget. Simple as that. So I don't know where you're saying that the fire chief is doing the police chief job. That's not true.
I'm asking a question.
I'm saying that's not true.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Mayor, I don't know how many of our citizens listen to the news, but just this past week, we did see our fire chief on the news before a TV camera stating that, or answering the question that was asked him about that position. He did not say that he was not appointed, but he did say that whatever he said, something in the matter of we'll do the best we can. But he did state that, yes, in so many words, he has been given that position. he did not change that. He did not say he did not. So it's on television, and anybody can go and watch it. You can always go back in the archives and put it up. It did happen. But for this village to put a police chief in control of the fire department, and that police chief has no experience at all, is putting the safety of the village residents in harm's way. For this village to put a fire chief in the position of heading the police department is once again putting the village citizens in harm's way. This board has to think and look very carefully at what it does and how it do it. Whenever this board comes in and take matters in its own hands and think they're doing the right thing, the taxpayers are caught in the middle, and it's their pockets that are being hurt. It is foolishness for this board to act in the capacity of appointing anybody when they do not have the power to appoint. We are legislators and legislators only. Every time we appoint, it causes problems in the village. When are we going to understand what taxpayers want? And that is good governance and not foolishness. Thank you.
Repeat and think that the best way to get the information is going to be FOIA it. 3 minutes are up, and I think that again, I think the conversation needs to be stopped. I refer everybody to the agenda of the last meeting. Item number 3. We're talking about litigation. There's litigation all of the groups out there. I don't think that this conversation needs to continue. If there are any questions that can be answered, the best way for you to get those answers is through a FOIA. You're getting conflicting reports right here. I'm not sure why. If it was me, I wouldn't even want to continue it because you got 4 people telling you 4 different things. It's not making sense. Get it on a piece of paper so that you can have those exact, concrete, village-provided statements. And I'm assuming that's what you're looking for.
There you go.
And I would just ask that everybody else on the table understand that item number 3 was moved to litigation. So maybe we should cease litigation on this.
Are you ready for me to finish? Are you going to answer?
Well, you're right, because your time is up.
Okay.
Let me attempt to answer your question on that. Because what happened is the trustee did abolish the police chief position and gave those duties of the police chief, those duties of the chief to the fire chief. And they amended the ordinance that we had for the police chief. And it says right here, police chief, section 33-02. They crossed out that there is an established the office of police chief. The police chief shall be appointed by the mayor with the advice and consent of the corporate. They deleted that whole, that was 8. B, all members of the police department shall serve to the order of the crossed out police chief and insert fire chief. Okay, C, the chief of police, they crossed police out and added fire chief shall be the custodian of all lost and abandoned and stolen property recovered by the village. Now D said the chief, this is what the chief of police should have been his duty, but they inserted the fire chief to take on this duty. The chief of fire shall be authorized to serve summons and other process, and shall serve, but no patrolman shall serve as such summons process except on the order of the chief, a fire chief or the mayor. E said the chief or the fire chief may take or prescribe certain general and specific order for guidance for the member of all the police department as he sees fit. F said the chief of fire chief shall be the keeper of the jail, have the custodian of all persons that's incarcerated. The He shall keep the record of, and such reports concerning activity of the police department as he may see, may be required by the statute. The chief shall be responsible for the performance of the police department and all its functions. Those are the duties of the police chief that was given to the fire chief.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Finally,
And if you need a copy of this, you'll be able to get them.
yes, I do. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate it.
That was well rehearsed.
Yes, sir.
My name is Nathan Griffin. I live at 22317 Brookwood. I'd like to ask the mayor, but this is really directed to the trustee. I don't know, I got here a little late, so I want to ask some questions. I understand that the former police chief Fox was here.
He was here for a while, yes, for the first meeting.
And I understand that he wanted to say something, and they would, I won't say you, but I said the board wouldn't let him speak. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, the Constitution is states that we have free speech. And even when you go to court, the judge lets you speak. No, it's not Mike. He lets you speak to defend yourself. Now, if he couldn't speak, why are you even having a meeting? Why are we here? We're here to discuss and try to get the village to move on, right? We're trying to get things together for the betterment of the village. And I can understand, evidently, maybe he was hiding something. Maybe he was going to bring out something that you didn't want him to say. I don't know. But you know, there's so much of confusion. So many different lines. It's hate. It's bad. It's really sad. That it is really sad to have so much confusion in this place. We're here to do one thing, to get things in order, and then we are in order. I don't like you, you don't like me. What's your problem? We need to come together.
Yes, ma'am.
Rose Langston. I do want to make an announcement. The joint American Legion and VFW will be conducting Veterans Day service on Sunday, November 11th at 11 a.m. St. James Cemetery. We hope all of you can attend that. The American Legion is also holding a 50-50 raffle, which they're going to take care of after the service. Okay, one of my concerns is I'm hearing a lot of comments made. My understanding is the fire chief is supposed to take over the administrative services of the police department. We have 5 excellent, well-experienced sergeants who do all the work for safety. I understand that Al is going to be giving us a detailed report that we have not received, that we used to get. And he is taking into account the personnel and all that, so that's administrative. he doesn't have to go out there with a gun and all that. He's still our fire chief, and a good one. And he has our village at stake. I'm sure that working with the police department, that all the sergeants are going to be reporting to him, so there is nothing to worry about. And he is concerned with public safety, and I guess that's what they keep hearing, public safety. Thank you.
Judy Kemst, I'd like to answer a question or a comment that was made on my commenting, preferably when Mr. Haynes speaks. If the board had watched over the years that I've been coming here, I never speak out of turn unless other people are speaking out of turn and they're not gaveled. And when they can get away with it, why the hell not? So, Francine Anderson, when you sit over there and you loudly make your comments to something the trustees are going to say and nothing happens, you better bet your 50s I'm opening my mouth. Number two, Mr. Mayor, I'm tired of hearing Mr. Benson and you and other people talk about the good of the village, the good of the residents. That's what we're here for. We hear the residents. What do the residents want? If you recall, I'm going to bring up a petition that was given to you with 1,615 registered voters, and you said to hell with it. You didn't care about those 615 voters. And I've got my copy, and I'm contacting them, and we will be campaigning against you. Secondly, when L. Strawdragon came back into town, I had an impromptu coffee at the fire station and invited anybody that I could get at the last minute, and the place was packed. They were glad to see him. He does not indicate that he's taking over as the chief of police. And even if he did, Mayor, at least he lives in this town. At least he'd be here when needed. You have a police department and a fire department that has no confidence in you as well as the temporary chief, ex-chief. The man never put in a 40-hour week. The man wasn't here to make decisions. The man made decisions that caused so many grievances that we will never get done paying for these lawsuits. And yet, you didn't care enough, Mayor. You knew what was happening. You didn't talk to him. You didn't say, what are you doing? What can we do so that these stop? Prior to that, when you had an acting chief, there were 3 grievances in 18 months, and not one of those reached arbitration. That has to tell you something. And yet you don't want to hear it, and you don't want to comment on it. But 615 people are going to be out there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm Elizabeth Plata, 2925 to 25th Place. Okay, you brought up on the agenda, it says about the water project. Okay, if I'm, I've been reading in the paper about Chicago Heights water, the contract will be up, and their prices are going up, and they may not even get Lake Michigan water anymore. So what do you plan on doing if they decide to go to well water and we're supposed to be hooked up to them? We're doing the same thing. It's something to look into, because if we're getting rid of the well water and going to Lake Michigan water, that defeats the purpose if we're going to get the well water from another town.
Nobody in their right mind will go to that. That's what you're saying.
Well, the prices are going up, and going through Chicago is more than going through Hammond.
If we can't go through Chicago Heights, then we will find other rates, the other cities that we can go to.
But I thought they'd already gone to the other towns and we got turned down.
We haven't got to turn it down from anybody. It's a matter of picking the best rate.
Can you repeat it, please?
We haven't got turned down from any town. Sir, will you hold it down? We haven't got turned down from any town. We went through a number of different towns trying to find the best rate that we can buy the water from. And at the time, Chicago Heights gave us the best rate. All the other towns, in fact, we were contacted by Hammond not too long ago, asking that they were still interested in coming through buying water from them. So we still have to shop the best rates. When we get ready to go to Lake Michigan Water, we want to make sure that we have the best rate for the towns that can supply the water.
How is this? I must have misunderstood. I thought it was handled already that we're going through Chicago Heights. So.
We haven't signed a contract with anybody yet.
Hello. My name is Bernadine Hopkins. Well, my first question, I've been asking about getting the curb fixed, where I don't have to, tear the bottom off one of my car to get up in my driveway. I'd like to know when I can expect that to happen. The other thing is this. Is it true that, is it Olson and Sturt? That's our village attorney, am I correct? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it true that they've been paid $358,000 for their services from October 2011 through July 2012? Is that true?
Yeah. I'm not sure approximately, 350,000 plus, I'm sure. And I believe that we still owe them 100-some thousand.
Would they not have paid for us a village manager and a police chief and maybe a few more officers?
Couldn't happen.
Maybe even throwing in a police car or two? Nobody sees anything wrong with that. And you really want us to vote for you, to vote you back in those seats? Really? I just want to know. I mean, we're going to vote you back in there to destroy us, because that's basically what's happening. Now, we got a few goofballs that seem to don't, they have their own agenda, and that's okay. That's fine. Everybody's entitled. We're in America. But, you all have failed, and you have failed miserably. And it's not based on hearsay, it's on facts, because I've watched you, I've listened to you, I've watched you vote on things that would have benefited this village. You knew it, but your own personal agenda was more important. So I'm going to say shame on you. But I sure hope they get a position open in our Olson and Stark, because they're making some pretty good money there.
I didn't believe it. I moved way away from it.
Mike's off.
Where's the switch?
Inside. Oh, it's still on.
Inside.
Now it's off. Hey, there you go.
John Hinkle, 1636. Hang on, 116.
One more time.
Oh, I'm sorry, if it's clicking, that means it's not working.
Green light. John Hinkle, 1636, 216th Place, Sauk Village. At least it was last time I was here. Mr. Mayor, question, police chief. My understanding the acting chief of police was removed because of poor results of a crime increase in Sauk Village and replaced by Fox. Is that true or not?
I don't know where you get that from.
Well, being that, I mean, I know you're a very smart mayor and keep up with what's going on in our village. And you must know what the crime rate in the village was when Chief Lewis was here, right?
The crime continue to go up.
Huh?
The crime is continuing to go up.
Okay, but you replaced him with Robert Fox, which was, in my opinion, I mean, it's doubled since he's been here, when he's been here. And you still want to retain him?
You said double, you got figures on that?
Well, it sure ain't from him, but you listen to the scanners, listen to the scanners. Everybody listen to the scanners, you know what's going on in the village, how many break-ins, how many shootings. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to hide.
So why don't you want to change then? If the crime continue to go up? why you
No,
don't
sure
want-
ain't that, Chief. I mean, he's not doing anything for the village. I mean, even you should be able to see that.
So it's not the chief that's doing it, it's the patrolmen that's supposed to be.
You replace Chief Rivas because he wasn't
Patrolman your building.
No.
No, you're right, no, the chief should. Yeah, you're
That's
right.
just like, Mr. Mayor, just like at your work, where you got caught with your finger in the bill. Okay? I mean, you're lucky your boss is like you. Otherwise, some people would have been terminated. But patrolmen have to follow what the chief directions are given. And your first chief he was directing the patrolmen, back off on the kids, don't harass them. All of a sudden, the drugs start going like crazy in the village. Okay?
We do know that.
Yeah, that was when Chief Martin was here. Your chief. Okay? And then you put, Alivas was in there, it started going down. Yeah, it was still kind of bad. You moved him out of the way, and then you moved Fox in, and then it went skyrocketing. And it ain't because of patrolmen. You say the chief is directing the men. And he sure ain't directing them. You're supposed to know what's going on in this village. You mean to tell me, let me hear you say that Robert Fox has lowered the crime rate in Sauk Village.
Robert Fox is working on it to lower the crime rate in Sauk.
But he hasn't lowered it. He hasn't lowered it, has he? He has not lowered it. It's gone up. Is that true or not true?
I don't know. You have a figure?
Well, then you don't know nothing, do you?
You have a figure? Do
You don't know what's going on in your village.
I know Robert Fox is the chief of police in the village.